Grade 10. Welcome to today's lesson. We are going to look at solving quadratic equations. I want to look at two examples with you, and I hope at the end of this presentation you will know how to solve quadratic equations. You can see that I've already prepared my work here. There will be no writing today, only an explanation. We are given the following equation: 9x squared minus 6x minus 8 equals to 0. And we are required to solve. In other words, we want to find the value of x, which satisfies this equation. What do we do when you are given an equation like this one? You can see that on the side, I've put some numbers, and I'm going to explain the meaning of what I've put on the side here. You must look for the factors of 9x squared, or our first term here, which is 9x squared. You must look for the factors of 9x squared. The one that when you multiply them together, they give you 9x squared. You can see that I've put the factors of 9x squared. But you can see that I have a pair here and another pair here. 3x times 3x. This gives me 9x squared. Again, 9x times x. This gives me 9x squared. Which means that I've put the right factors, because when I multiply these, they give me 9x squared. Again, you must look for the factors of the third term. In our case here is 8. It means that we're going to look for the factors of 8, that when I multiply them, they give me 8. 8 and 1, 2 and 4, or 4 and 2. These are the same. I just changed the position. It's 2 and 4, 8 and 1. 8 times 1 is 8. 2 times 4 is 8. So now we have identified the factors of the first term and factors of the third term. What do we do with them? When you multiply, or when you cross multiply these factors and add or subtract them, they must give you the middle term. When you multiply them and then find the sum, you must get the middle term. But before we go there, we must assign the sign on these factors. Talking about positive, whether it's positive or negative. And then how do we do this? We come and look at our third term. If the third term is negative, like in this case here, our third term is negative. What do we do? The factors of 8, the factors of this third term, they are going to have different sign. One will be positive and another one will be negative. So, but the bigger factor will take the sign of the middle term. Let me repeat this. If the third term is negative, This tells me that my factors, or the factors that when I multiply them, they give me this third term. They will have different sign. But the bigger factor will take the sign of the middle term. In this case, the bigger factor will have a negative sign. Look what I've done here. 8 and 1. The bigger factor is 8. Then I assigned it negative sign. Let's look at 2 and 4. The bigger factor is 4. And then I gave it negative sign. Now I've put the sign. Then I can do the multiplication. Remember, here you must do what is called trial and error. If I use 9x and x, 9x times 1 is 9x, x times minus 8 is minus 8x. When you add them, they won't give you the middle term. They won't give you the middle term. To go straight to the point, the one that works is 3x and 3x. 3x and 3x, and 2x, which is positive, and minus 4. 3x times minus 4, we get minus 12x. 3x times positive 2, we get positive 6x. Now, we get the sum here, minus 12x plus 6x. The answer is minus 6x, which is the middle term. This tells me that these factors that I've chosen here, they are correct because they give me the middle term. You come here and open the bracket, then you put 3x. In fact, the way you have put them here, you see, they are in a straight line. They are in a straight line. This is how you should place them in the bracket. 3x plus 2x is this one here. 3x minus 4x, here it is, equals to 0. The next step, you equate 3x plus 2 with 0 and or 3x minus 4 with 0. That's what I've put here. The next step, you solve for x. You take 2 to the other side, it will become negative 2. Then you divide by 3, and then your final answer will be x equals to negative 2x. You do the same with 3x minus 4 equals to 0. You take this minus to the other side, or minus 4 to the other side, it will become positive 4. You divide by 3, and then the final answer will be x equals to 4 over 3. Let's look at the second example. X squared minus 10x equals to minus 25. Then you take this minus 25 to the left-hand side. If you do that, it will become positive. Now I have x squared minus 10x plus 25 equals to 0. Then you do what I've done in the first example. You do what I've done in the first example. So you look for the factors of the first term. You look for the factors of the first term, which is x and x. X times x will give you x squared. Then you look for the factors of the third term, the one that when you multiply them together, they give you 25. In this case, the factors of a third term, which is 25, 25 and 1. 25 times 1 is 25. 5 and 5. 5 times 5 is 25, which means that These are the correct factors. So here, which one? Now you do the trial and error. Which one will give me the middle term? I do the multiplication first, then I get the sum. The sum must be equal to the middle term. To go straight to the point, x times minus 5, we get minus 5x. Again, x times minus 5, we get minus 5x. When we add these two, we get minus 10x, which is our middle term, which is minus 10x. Then you group them in this way, open bracket, x minus 5, again open bracket, x minus 5, close bracket, equals to 0. Then you equate them to 0. X minus 5 equals to 0. Again, x minus 5 equals to 0. Because these two are the same, you must only work with one because you're going to get the same answer. If I take minus 5 to the other side where there is 0, my final answer will be x. My final answer will be x equals to 5.